A little news from the O.J. Simpson trial. So yesterday, they didn't allow cameras into the courtroom. Figures. The same day that Judge Ito decides to talk about me. You guys know about this?
No.
Yeah, it's in all the newspapers. You heard about it?
I heard about it this morning.
Where'd you hear about it?
On the cab driver.
Oh, really?
News travels fast.
Yeah.
Very fast.
The cab drivers now have it.
Well, you see, the cab drivers. All right, listen to this.
How did you come?
Can you believe this?
Oh, that's great.
Should I let the news reporter tell it, or should I read it from the newspaper first?
Let the news reporter tell it.
Okay.
They got it from her.
All right. So, they're not allowing reporters into the courtroom during the jury picking process.
But they don't allow cameras and audio equipment. They have 2 pool reporters.
Yeah, only 2 reporters.
Sit there and observe.
Right, and paint little stupid pictures.
Well, they can't even paint pictures. All they can do is sit and observe, because they don't even paint these 2.
Wow. No painting?
No.
So anyway, they allow 2 reporters and figures the day Judge Ito decides to speak about me. So,
nice to know he's a listener.
For those of you who don't know what's going on, here is our correspondent, Linda Deutsch.
Deutsch.
Oh, sorry.
He said, if you see it on TV, switch to The Simpsons. The TV show, I mean. If you hear it on radio, switch to Howard Stern. And everybody erupted in laughter. And he said, on second thought, don't do that. He's talked about this, too.
Oh, man.
That's hysterical.
Isn't that great? Judge Ito.
Yeah, at first I got insulted when I heard his switch to Howard Stern. I was like, we're not covering the case?
We've been covering it right from the beginning.
And like a blanket, we cover it.
I was the first one to uncover the Tawny Katane, O.J. Simpson connection. How dare they? Judge Ito, big fan.
Yeah.
See, I would like to have heard the courtroom erupt into laughter.
Sure.
Wonder what O.J. was doing when... You see...
See, we can see O.J. during this time.
I see O.J.
Does he have a radio in jail?
Of course. O.J. listens every morning as he knows he's guilty.
All those bars are thick, boss.
O.J.'s running this way.
O.J.'s like this morning going, that Judge Ito gave some good advice yesterday. I'm sick and tired of hearing about myself. I'll turn on Howard's show. O.J.'s guilty.
You'll hear old black O.J. when he turns on this.
Old black O.J.
Fry.
Fry. I bet you that song wins Best Song Parody of the Year, Old Black O.J. Is that nominated? It's got to be.
I believe it is.
It's got to be nominated. If it isn't,
I'm thinking of
I think it's the theme song.
A new O.J. song. Has anybody done a parody to "You're Gonna Burn"? You know that "You're Gonna Burn."
You write that one.
I'm shocked that nobody's picked up on that.
No, we didn't have you to advise us.
Burn.
I don't know that song. Who does that? Robin.
It just popped into my head.
I see.
Pop it out.
Everybody's a critic.
Anyway, so our correspondent, Linda Deutsch. It says Deutsch. Our correspondent, Linda Deutsch, says that Judge Ito yesterday recommended to the jury that they listen to the Howard Stern show.
That's right.
But then thought about it and said, maybe you better not.
But all of the jury could have been allowed to listen to us.
Yeah.
At one point. Almost.
All right.
We almost had the entire jury in our hands.
We 3 weeks into case. Jury, what you listened to on radio yesterday? Howard Stern show. Good. You do right thing. That must drive our competitors nuts when they read something like that in the paper, particularly in Los Angeles. Judge Ito singling out the Howard Stern show.
That's right. That's the radio show that's on the top of his head.
And we don't even live in Los Angeles. Thank God Judge Ito didn't mention the Mexican station. That would have been very, very embarrassing.
That's right.
You listen to Mexican station.
Maybe that's what he said after he denied them the Howard Stern show.
The one with similar call letters to Howard Stern show. Judge Ito. Bet you his kids are big fans. That's why they...
I didn't know he had kids.
Oh, I didn't even know he was married.
He is married. I know that.
Judge Ito?
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell with the Japanese. Japanese are very difficult to tell their age, and especially Judge Ito with that Abraham Lincoln beard.
Yeah, he's almost covered his face.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah. The eyes give it away, though, every time. Judge Ito, I would say, is a man in his Late 40s?
I'd say
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he has kids.
Sure it does.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Of course. Everyone in their mid-40s has kids.
Jackie?
Well, Jackie's saving that sperm for
Robin.
That's for Robin, right?
He's freezing it.
He's freezing it.
In with the clams.
No, God decided Jackie's too immature.
Actually, he is preserving it, but with booze.
Jackie will settle down and have a family soon.
Yeah.
I predict 80. He'll be Grandpappy Jackie.
Still thirsty.
He's still thirsty. I think while he's still under the influence of drink and other things, and other substances.
Shouldn't be a parent. He's right.
And he's very responsible about it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that he's made that decision. World has enough problems.
One day Jackie will be drunk in the back of his car, and his young children will be driving him up to college, and they'll be going there, and they'll throw their urine out the window, and it'll hit Jackie in the face, and then the circle will be complete.
The circle will not be unbroken.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why he's not having children. He doesn't want that backlash.
He knows what he did to his parents. He threw urine in his mother's face. Jackie was driving his mother up to Michigan State, and
why I don't know.
He gave her a bottle of rye, was it, in the back?
Yes, rye whiskey.
Rye whiskey.
Keep her pacified.
Keep her pacified with a big baby bottle. And Jackie was drinking beers. And
why was the pitcher in the car?
Yeah.
They were drinking.
We were mixing martinis.
Right.
Just in case he wanted lemonade.
The pitcher was in there for precisely the reason it was used.
Oh.
It was the urinal.
I thought those were for carrying liquid you wanted to drink.
And then Jackie evacuated. Couldn't stop at a restaurant. And then he threw the urine out the window. And
Whoops.
Could have been worse. Could have been a lit cigarette.
Just imagine if you were driving along and the wind was blowing a different way.
Right.
It could have gone into, some other person's car.
I would have ran my car into his. The Jackie Mobile.
Jackie Mobile.
You were in the passenger side, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And Mom's
What are you talking about? If the wind was blowing a different way. When you're going 70 miles an hour down the highway, the wind's blowing one way, Robin.
I know that, but it could have just gone a little bit of a different angle and
Jackie's feisty today. He's going to fight with you on everything.
and gone into someone else's car.
Wind could have gone another way.
Don't you mess with me.
Which way could it go?
I'm a student of aerodynamics.
You know what? We'll get an old Mustang and put Robin in the back seat.
No, we don't have to do an
We'll
experiment.
reenact it. It'll be funny.
Let's get your mother for the reenactment.
You get the ride.
What'd your mother say when you hit her in the face with the
You know what?
pitcher?
Nobody remembers. My friend Carl doesn't remember. I don't remember. We've discussed this.
Was she all upset?
No,
She
we were
had to
all
be.
loaded. We were just giggling.
I mean, did you realize that it happened right away?
What are you talking about?
I'm asking you a question.
I poured it. I heard a shriek. I turned around. And she was dripping.
All right,
My
that's
friend
all I
was
wanted to
swerving
know.
down the road, looking in the rearview mirror. It might have been the funniest thing that ever happened in the history of the world.
Aside from when you hung your butt out the window and mooned in it.
The glit? What are you talking about?
Wasn't that the one where you... Oh, I know which one it was. You ended up going to the bathroom on the windshield?
Well...
Number 2? Oh, you know what?
Not directly.
Not directly. That's a story we'll save for another time. Transfer. Jackie's got a lot of good stories. A lot of good toilet stories.
Ago. Come on.
Not that long.
25 years.
Come on.
They never meant you to go in cars.
Jackie was mooning, I guess.
Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon it's called, because he went to the bathroom.
It was fall.
Yeah. Full moon. And
Indian summer gets me nuts.
so he did that, and then there was he didn't have any toilet paper, so you can imagine how everything ended up on the windshield.
Well, the guy driving didn't believe me when I told him what I did, so I proved it.
Why would you ever challenge
He almost
Jackie?
crashed,
Is
too.
he crazy, this guy?
And you know why the nails on his hands are falling off. Fingernails are falling
Yeah,
off.
why he has to put antiseptic everywhere.
That was Mike Beckenzelli.
Yesterday, me and Jackie went to the movies to see The Scout, the new Albert Brooks movie. They had a special screening because Albert insists that we see the movie before he comes in. And Jackie the whole time,
What?
I don't know, Jackie was
We
having...
had a splendid time.
You give Jackie a free movie.
A splendid time you had.
Jackie, you give Jackie a free movie.
He guffaws.
What did Jackie yell out during the movie?
There was a part in the movie where Albert Brooks makes reference to King Kong, And Jackie just goes, it's Kong!
You come in and lie.
It's Kong! Wait a second.
You had to be there.
You didn't say that during the movie.
He doesn't know what he said.
Yeah, when we realized that... I'm not going to...
Kong!
The guy started turning into an idiot, and you start seeing the parody to the two movies. It was funny. And you laughed, too. You're a bozo. You laughed.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Hey, no one knows what he's talking about.
You know it. Oh, yeah. Say what you mean when you say I stood up.
It's Kong! It's like a
movie
It was like a laugh track. What is it, Stuttering John?
No, you're exactly right. He's like, he was laughing the whole time. He was like, I don't know which way this movie's going to go. It's great.
This is unbelievable. You never know which way the movie's going to go. I mean, the movie was good. Don't get me wrong. We enjoyed the movie. But Jackie, this was like...
Did you really enjoy the movie around Jackie?
Well, yeah, it was fun to be there because Jackie, I'm not sure if the movie was funny or not.
It was a two-way conversation.
Jackie goofs through the whole movie.
You're so concerned with the movie business now. You're so wrapped up in your own movie. You're like, is this funny? Is this good? Is this good movie? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Is this good movie?
No, I never once said that. Never once said that. Did you hear me say that?
I didn't hear you say that.
Of course
You
not.
were 4 chairs
Jackie
away.
defending
You didn't
himself.
say that with your big lips in your way.
My big lips didn't stop me from seeing the movie.
No, but
And then at my ears.
I gotta be honest, Jackie was laughing at... Even the jokes that weren't funny, you had to laugh because Jackie was laughing.
I know, he was like...
You owe me, Albert.
Believe me, Howard, if they would have served free food, Jackie would have died.
Oh, Jackie, yeah, that's it. Jackie goes, the only criticism I have of this movie is there's no drinks or food.
Where's the buffet?
Hey!
They would have fed him, it would have been over. This is the greatest movie ever made.
He would have ripped a stitch.
Yeah.
Citizen Kane!
Citizen Kane, a comedy!
This is the Citizen Kane of comedy.
When we were driving home in a limo, we all said it at the same time. It wasn't like anyone...
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's
Everybody
really...
remarked about Jackie.
Yeah, about how Jackie was the laugh track for the whole movie.
It's really funny. When we were on vacation, this last vacation...
How did I wind up in the barrel today? Yeah.
Me and Robin. How'd I wind up in the barrel? You love being in the barrel.
Wait, do you think there's a warning that comes with being in the barrel?
Me and Robin had made plans to go to... It's okay. I like to talk like the audience, unlike yourself.
Oh, he's correcting you.
Yeah. I got an English professor over there. Robin and I.
Robin and I.
Robin and I went to a movie. What movie did we see? Oliver Stone. Natural Born Killers.
And it was great.
So I'm sitting there waiting for Robin. I was the first one to show up.
Yeah.
And who walks in? Who's the second one to walk in after me? Jackie and his wife, Sirianni.
Yes.
My wife, Sirianni.
His wife, Sirianni.
Sounds like he's married to a guy.
Yeah. Her first name is Siri. Anyway, so Jackie's wife, Nancy Sirianni Martin, is there with Jackie. And it was really cool screening because the reason you go to the screening is it's a Planet Hollywood and they serve you food first and drinks.
Food and drink.
My only criticism is that they give you like a big plate of food and stuff.
No place to sit it.
Yeah, there's no place to they should give you a tray or something. Seriously, I mean, I was eating out of my lap. Everything was...
That's why I very rarely eat there. I don't like balancing plates and...
Well, I had no problem with it.
Oh, yeah, you had it balanced on your knee when I walked in.
And I never go anywhere, so this was like my big night out. My wife always yells at me. My wife complains a lot that I don't take her anywhere. That's her big complaint with me, that I don't like to go anywhere or do anything.
Why have you got to take her somewhere? She wants to go somewhere. Why can't she go?
I don't know. And she needs an escort, and she needs someone to take her. And I'm like...
Well, that's why people get married, because they don't want to go places alone.
I know.
Not because they're so in love.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that. And my wife says to me, and I've asked people to go places with me, and, it's very uncomfortable, and everyone's there coupled, and I'm not a couple. And I
That's
said, well,
why you get married.
I said, so get a divorce. What do you want from me? This is it.
Be part of the group.
I said it ain't going to get any better. But you're right. I mean, just go yourself. I even say to her, go yourself.
Just because she enjoys something doesn't mean you enjoy it.
Right.
Are you saddled in with the whole deal?
Yeah. So my wife makes a big deal. So on vacation, I said, oh, that'll be cool. I'll take her to a movie screening. Because I get invited to these things all the time, but I can never go because we work such early hours. So I said, oh, good, this will keep her quiet for like 2 or 3 days. Because then she'd call over. Guess what? We went to a movie screening. Hey! Oh, we took me to a movie. This is her. She talks a lot like you.
Jackie and Allison sounding very much alike.
He took me to a movie screening. So I just said, oh, good, and she'll get to eat.
And she'll see people.
Yeah. It'll be great. Robin will be there. She can enter it up with her. And I'll just sit there. So you go in, and they give you this whole big plate of food, which is cool. Like, I mean, they had turkey and all kinds of neat stuff. So, I took a few slices of turkey and stuff. I sit down. Jackie walks in. He's like, what are you doing here? Right away. That was the greeting I got.
Not hello.
No, yeah. What are you doing here?
I was going to enjoy myself today.
Yeah. I don't want to think about work. Howard's going to talk about work.
You're just dragging me down.
Yeah. So Jackie walks in with Nancy. Gives me that, that blow off hello, and I go to myself, boy, that being great.
Yeah.
How
did he get?
If it wasn't for me, he wouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
All right, so, I didn't see anybody inviting him to movie premieres.
On his own.
But all right, okay, so blow me up. So then then I see Jackie disappear. He makes a beeline for the food. He comes out about 10 minutes later with the belly and everything.
Gorge.
And
stop with that crap.
He's got the plate. He's got a little tiny plate, which they give you a little tiny plate. You can hardly put it.
It really is a small plate.
Yeah, it is. It is a small plate.
It is not a full dinner plate.
Jackie has already gotten the turkey leg, the giant.
Did he really take the leg?
The big leg.
Oh, that's exactly what I would have envisioned.
Give me the leg.
I need a bowl.
Like a caveman.
He's like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, and like 3 beers, and like he's got like so much salad and breads piled onto this little plate that like it's all falling on the floor.
All right,
he's licking the fingers. He's having a party.
It might as well be a picnic.
And the wife is sitting there enjoying my hospitality.
Yeah.
Nancy Sirianni Martling thinks she thinks she's being invited because she's an actress.
Well, they heard the Sirianni name and put her on the list.
And the whole time I'm watching her eat, and she can pack it in. I'm thinking about
A bowwinder.
A bowwinder.
No, it wasn't. It was a spanner.
A bowl spanner.
That's right. It spanned the bowl.
Yeah.
She was loving that.
Richard Jenny chopped it up as I cheered.
His wife went to the bathroom, and anyone who followed her afterwards couldn't use the bathroom because she was a bowl winder.
Jackie's so proud of it.
I know. Did Richard Jenny really have to chop it up?
It was the funniest thing that ever happened. It wasn't in the water. It was the bridge over the River Kwai.
And she didn't know that.
Jenny came and got me.
So every time I'm watching your wife, stack up the food, I'm thinking about that.
She's building.
Yeah, building blocks.
What's she constructing now?
God knows what she's making.
Lego.
Golden Gate in the toilet.
we have a full replica of the Golden Gate. Nancy built it.
See the little toll gate at the front.
What a gal.
Oh, my wife.
I'm so lucky. I love her so much. Golden Gate Bridge.
She's working on the
We had a
bridge
nice
now.
time at the screen.
$1.50 for the Golden Gate Bridge.
Troll, please.
Troll, please. What happened? Richard Jenny walked in and said, "Oh my God, I can't go to the
He
bathroom."
just screamed down the stairs and yelled for me, and I came running up the stairs, and he said, I can't control myself, and I looked, and I was like, oh my God.
Was that coming from Nancy?
Yeah, he said, it wasn't my wife, but he said, your girlfriend was in here just before me, and he said that has to be her work.
Work.
He was sweating. He said he never saw anything like it in his life.
Didn't your wife look at the bowl before she left?
I don't know what she did.
She must have been, she could have been drinking or something.
It could have happened, yeah. We were well into the 4th of July party, so everybody...
Oh, it was 4th of July.
She wanted to get back to the fun.
There was no wasting time for us.
She was just
So what happened was, I'm sure she just didn't look. She could not play
I always look.
I'm sure, of course.
Especially when something's going on like that.
Especially if you're an artist, Jeff.
If you have guests, was this at your house?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I'm sure
The plumbing in Jackie's house doesn't work that good.
She flushed and went back downstairs, but like I say, it spanned, so the water ran under.
She's a lot more demure now, let's just say.
It was like a babbling brook.
I was over at Jackie's house for dinner during the summer, and
nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Okay, I would use the bathroom. I was nervous walking in. The only thing
checking.
The only thing that was in the bathroom was Nancy leaves a whole bunch of books around, but on the top of the book pile is How to Live with an Alcoholic.
Right.
And it's like Nancy screaming for help.
We put that in there.
I don't know. Do both of them need to read it? Do they read it?
I don't know.
I can't figure out if Jackie says he put that in there for us. I can't figure out if it's really that funny.
No.
Or if the whole situation is that scary.
That's funny, Gary.
No.
I sit here and put up with this.
You're not that funny. You're right. I agree with you.
There was no way. No, that was Nancy's cry for help.
Because my wife and I both said, "Did you see that book in the bathroom?"
Yeah, because I said I didn't want to say anything. I went, "Oh man."
Yeah, is it this bad?
How to live with an alcoholic.
Right on top. You're not even buried.
You should have flipped through.
I got that
we
book
have to live with him too.
Hey, Jackie, can you bring that book so we read it? We kind of have to live with you about 8 hours a day.
I'd burn it one day and then.
Can we give you the quiz?
Hey, there's a quiz in there.
Oh, sure. Have you ever blacked
we
out?
got to do that.
Yeah.
Come on,
well, Jackie's done it all. Bring the book in, Jack.
I read one of those Reader's Digest things. Are you an alcoholic? Like one time in high school, you know, like 35 questions, and at the end it says, if you answered yes to one or more of these questions, you have a problem. And I had to go through the list like 3 or 4 times to find one that I could actually rationalize not checking.
A happy drunk.
One of the questions is, has drinking ever affected your job? Have you ever had blackouts? Have you ever missed appointments because of drinking? Because my lips never kept me from an appointment. My lips never gave me a hangover.
They should.
Those lips do hang over, though.
They do hang over.
Once you go over the obvious.
All right, so we go to the movie, and I'm like, I'm feeling good because, like, you know, Jackie and Nancy are there, and then you came in. Yeah, I'm feeling good because I feel secure in my environment. And then Daisy Fuentes walks in. She looked really good, didn't she?
She was very cute.
Yeah. The one from MTV.
But this was like 2 days after you had gone on and on about how chunky she was.
Yeah. 2 days before vacation, I'd gone on the air and said, you know, Daisy Fuentes has to wear shorts. She can't wear a bikini on the beach because on MTV, her belly fat just hangs over her bikini.
Right.
And so they put her in shorts to hide her belly fat.
Yeah, you're saying she can't wear a bathing suit at the beach house.
Yeah. And it's like kind of weird, you know? And she's always in shorts. She always has a top on, bikini top.
Uh-huh.
But the whole bottom is covered with shorts. And I was talking about how, you know, sort of empty-headed she was.
And how she thinks she's a star and the whole deal.
Yeah. So all of a sudden I go, oh, this is why I don't go in there. Because now I got to deal with Daisy Fuentes. And she's there with her husband, who's like a model or something. So Daisy Fuentes kissed me hello, and we said hi. Because I guess
we met her. She's been on the show.
Yeah, I guess she's considered a friend.
I guess.
So, I don't know. So she was very nice.
Uh-huh.
We said a few kind words to one another.
She didn't confront you about what you had said?
No.
She didn't even mention it?
You're like, you have no idea whether she heard it or heard about it.
Yeah, and I was just nervous.
Yeah.
She had on a little tiny dress, little sundress.
Little sundress. No belly.
No belly. At least it was hidden. She has nice legs.
Well, that's true. She wasn't showing her belly then either.
Yeah, she was really pretty.
Could have been strapped in.
Then
so she finally goes away.
So she finally goes away, and she was all happy because the photographer was there, and every minute she's like posing for pictures and feeling like very much the celebrity. And I told her I watched her show on CNBC where she has that talk show.
Right.
I didn't tell her I can't watch it for more than a minute. But every time I tune in, all she gets is Howard Stern phone calls.
Oh, no. I've never seen that.
It's like,
Well, Daisy, I would like to ask your guest a question.
Go right ahead.
Would you sleep with Howard Stern?
That's not a question for my guest.
All right, Daisy, then would you sleep with Howard Stern?
And it goes something like that.
Uh-huh.
So then we're sitting there. 2 seconds later, who walks in? Regis Philbin.
That was the best.
Oh.
Now, I was talking to you.
Yeah.
And you were looking at me, and I was looking at you, but he walked in behind you and your wife, and I was like, oh, man.
Oh, man.
Turn around.
And then the lights got it wasn't
wait a second.
a really bright room, but the lights were way too bright for you.
Yeah. It was Regis Philbin, his wife, Joy.
Yes.
Another annoying human being. And the producer of the show. Gelman. Who Regis has made a celebrity.
Yes. He now is actually shown on camera.
Yeah. It's a great show. Everyone on that show makes me nauseous. And they're all sitting there like they're really important. And didn't they seem like really important?
Oh, they were all dressed up.
Yeah.
Remember that? It was like a premiere, not just a still silly movie screening. Regis had on a suit.
Yeah.
Joy was in this fancy designer outfit.
Yeah, like a cocktail dress.
Yeah.
But it was so great the way it happened, because he walked in. He had no idea that you were there. And
right.
I'm sure he has no idea who I am. And, like, I'm looking there, and like, you're, like, oh my God, this is so funny, and you're laughing. We're all giggling and everything. He walks down, he's like royalty, you know, and happening.
King Regis.
And you could almost see that somebody all of a sudden came up and said, Jesus Christ, Regis, Howard Stern's over. Because all of a sudden, his face went from white to the brightest red I have ever seen. Like, all of a sudden, he was so totally uncomfortable. It was beautiful.
Yeah, because if anyone is more uncomfortable around me, it's got to be Regis.
Well, you know, we were sitting there all sort of twittering nervously.
I mean,
because he was now in the room and everybody's wondering what's going to happen next.
I mean, first of all, let's remind people that in my book and on the radio, I talk about Regis and that son who was handicapped constantly.
Well, see, this is the point.
For years.
You were sitting there, you know, going, oh, my God, the things I've said about him.
I mean, so I'm crawling under the seats.
He's now 5 foot tall.
Yeah.
he's so far down in his seat.
And I go to Jackie and Robin.
We were hugging each other.
I know, we were all...
Everybody was like, all of a sudden huddled.
I walked over to... Because I was sitting next to my wife, and my wife was sitting next to Nancy, so Robin and Jackie were all the way at the other end of the aisle. So I go over to them and I go, I just got to get up. I just got to huddle.
You know what I said about that guy?
I said, think about everything I've said about that guy, and now I got to sit and deal with him in the room.
Do you know what the best
This is why I never go out socially.
Wait a minute. The best part was to me, because you're sitting there, you are the most uncomfortable I have ever seen you.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you must have had this rationalization go on in your mind.
Yeah.
And you came over to Jackie and I, and you said, I've said much worse things about Kathy Lee, haven't I?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say, you know...
I got home and I thought, oh, no, what he said about Regis is pretty bad, too.
The song parody, Roll Him Into Traffic, about his son with the flipper feet.
Right.
And we were on the air raising money for his son.
We did a radiothon.
Yeah.
I think we could safely say that we have hit him harder than any... Who else have we hit hard?
I can't think of anyone.
Jerry Lewis, but that was never as consistently.
No. Regis, we hit the hardest. Him and Kathy... And Kathy Lee, we don't even hit that hard. It's just that she gets bothered by it so much.
So I thought about it, and I said, no, it's Regis. Regis is the worst.
So the whole time I'm sitting there going, well, what if this guy comes over and says something to me? Like, what am I going to do?
Even if he just comes over and is friendly. It's gonna be
right. I don't want him to be friendly to me because, quite frankly, I don't like him. I mean, I don't like what he did. I read the article in the Inquirer. I believed it. He wasn't that generous to his kid. Well, his kid was out begging on the street practically.
Well.
He's at screenings.
Yeah, he's at screening.
That's right. In his suit.
But we set Regis straight. Evidently, he's now with Danny all the time.
Make sure that he doesn't have to go to the Inquirer anymore.
Yeah. So whatever we did was the right thing.
That's right.
I know in my heart I did the right thing.
And it doesn't look like Joy's hurting from him giving his other family a little money.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she's got a fancy cocktail dress on. I wouldn't worry about it.
I haven't missed any meals.
Yeah, she's probably sitting there going, if it wasn't for that Howard Stern, we wouldn't have to pay all that money to Danny Philbin. So, you know, and then finally, like the movie, it seemed like hours before they started.
Maybe 10 minutes before the movie started, but now it's stretched into another hour.
So then all of a sudden the photographer comes over to me and starts taking pictures of me and Allison. Maybe some of you saw the picture in the newspaper.
Yeah.
I go out one time, they got a photographer there. I said, gee whiz. Did you see the picture?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I see they go over to Regis. And Regis is all excited.
Yeah,
you can
he
tell.
starts perking up.
Yeah, and
he sits up in his chair.
And Daisy Fuentes runs over to start kissing Regis's ear.
Yeah.
Ugh. For the picture. Boy, she'll do anything to be in a picture.
Well, that's how they do it.
Would you kiss Regis's ear?
You wonder how those pictures wind up in magazines. Now you know.
Regis's corroded ear. Do women find him attractive?
No.
I mean, come on.
I hope not anyway.
I mean, even those women who watch the show, I don't think find him attractive. I don't think they'd sleep with Regis Philbin.
No, I think he's sort of a sex symbol to the over 60 set.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of the fatzos, too.
Yeah. What was that, Regis?
A lot of the big fatzos. They seem to love me.
So anyway, I couldn't get out there fast enough.
Oh, you left Allison.
Yeah. Oh, I always do. I just took off.
You were out of there,
before the movie ended.
Yeah, I didn't want to deal with that whole scene.
Was it going through your mind that the photographer might say, hey, Reed, why don't you see that by Howard Stern?
No, that didn't go through my mind, but
it could have happened.
You could have easily placed that thought in my mind.
But you were up and out of there so fast.
And Jackie's sitting there the whole time laughing. Not at the movie, at the fact that Regis is sitting there.
Oh, I loved it.
You know.
I never saw you so uncomfortable.
Bring me another turkey leg. And you were right to move as fast as you did, because what happened was I almost ran into Regis when I was coming out of the aisle.
You know, I have a movie, but seriously, at the end of every movie, I just want to get out of the movies.
Right.
I don't want to stand in line.
Yeah.
especially when I go to like a public movie theater with my wife, and, it causes a bit of a scene. Every time I go, Allison, I can tell when a movie's going to end. I'm going to be up. We'll just get right out. I have to go to the bathroom. I go, Allison, we're going to be home in 10 minutes. Can't you just hold it in for 10 minutes? No, I can't. I really have to go to bed. Couldn't you have gone during the movie? I didn't want to miss the movie. I'm like, oh, man. So I tear ass out of there, and I end up sitting in the car waiting for her for an hour.
Because I couldn't believe, I was like, Allison went that way, and he went that way.
So in the middle of Regis being in the movie, my wife turns to me, she goes, I'm going to go up and say hi to Regis. I go, don't you dare. If you do, I'm divorcing you. She goes, what do you mean? I want to be friendly to everyone. I go, you want to be friendly to everyone? You're my wife. You're not friendly to everyone. No. Go be friends with the Yentas on Long Island. Don't go. If you go over to Regis, I will be so embarrassed.
Maybe you should take her out more often.
Yeah.
That's what she feels like doing all the time she goes out.
Yeah, isn't that great? I need her making friends with Regis. She goes, but shouldn't we? We know, I watch Regis. I go, well, look, Allison, you're married to me. I'm telling you I'm uncomfortable with it. And I have to start, yelling at her. It's like being with a child. All right. Because that would have been a badass move.
That would have been funny. I would have enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, that's good.
And I would have had a good time.
I said, I'm not there for your entertainment. I was on vacation. I go, this is great. I take my wife out. She's ready to make me uncomfortable.